How to subnet a network. Subnetting is the process of dividing a large IP network into smaller, more manageable subnetworks. It is commonly used in computer networking to efficiently allocate IP addresses and manage network resources. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to subnet a network. Determine the IP network range. Identify the IP network range that you want to subnet. This includes the network address and the subnet mask. For example, if you have been assigned the IP network range 192.168.0.0/24, the network address is 192.168.0.0 and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Choose the desired subnet mask. Decide on the desired subnet mask for your subnetworks. The subnet mask is a 32-bit value that consists of a series of contiguous ones followed by a series of contiguous zeros. The ones represent the network portion of the IP address, and the zeros represent the host portion. Common subnet masks include /24, /25, /26, etc., which represent the number of bits used for the network portion. A smaller number of bits in the subnet mask results in a larger number of subnets, but fewer host addresses per subnet, while a larger number of bits in the subnet mask results in fewer subnets, but more host addresses per subnet. Calculate the number of subnets needed. Determine how many subnets you need for your network, taking into consideration the number of different network segments or VLANs you want to create, as well as potential future growth. Make sure to account for any reserved or special IP addresses that may be required, such as broadcast addresses or network IDs. Determine the subnet size. Decide on the size of each subnet, which is the number of host addresses available within each subnet. This is calculated by subtracting the network and broadcast addresses from the total number of addresses available in the subnet mask. For example, with a /24 subnet mask, which allows for 256 addresses, the actual number of usable host addresses would be 256 minus 2 is equal to 254. Create the subnets. Start creating your subnets by dividing the available IP address range into smaller ranges, each with its own network address and subnet mask. You can do this by borrowing bits from the host portion of the IP address to create additional subnets. This involves converting the subnet mask to binary, determining the number of borrowed bits, and using them to create the desired number of subnets. Assign IP addresses to each subnet. Once you have created your subnets, assign IP addresses to each subnet, making sure they fall within the range of usable host addresses for each subnet. Avoid using network addresses, broadcast addresses, and reserved addresses for hosts. Configure routing. Finally, configure routing between the subnets either using routers or layer 3 switches to allow communication between the subnets. This may involve setting up static routes, dynamic routing protocols, or other routing configurations, depending on your network architecture. Remember to plan your subnetting carefully to ensure efficient use of IP addresses and optimal network performance. It's also important to document your subnetting plan for future reference and troubleshooting. Thank you for watching Parago TV. For more important tips like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Michael Hugum, Instagram at Mike Hugum, TikTok at Parago TV, at Michael Hugum.